Whoa, whoa, whoa. Stop right there. This channel is not intended for kids under the age of 13. So if you're under the age of 13, please leave.
Hey everybody, Arthur here with another unboxing video. Today we have Legend Series Marvel Morbius, the living vampire. And it comes in that typical Legend Series style packaging and it looks awesome. I love the white and the black motif, and you got like this crazy like symbiotic stuff. And this is part of the Venompool wave, if you can't tell by the giant arm that he comes with. On both sides of the box, we have Morbius lunging at you. On the back of the box, we have some read-up information, and we got the figure horribly posed. I mean, who poses their figures for these packages? It's just, they're awful. And then we got everybody you have to collect to build Venompool. Morbius comes with the right arm of Venompool, and not only does Venompool have a like clawy expressive hand, but we also get a grip hand. Now, the only accessory that Morbius comes with is a cape. It's sculpted very nicely. It's all tattered. It looks really awesome. And how it actually attaches to the figure, it's just a peg. And when I saw this for the first time, it really reminded me of that web cape we got with that old school Spider-Man 2099 figure. Up close, we got Morbius looking awesome, looking mean. His eyes are that bright red, just looks evil. His teeth are sculpted pretty nice. And he's very, very expressive with that head sculpt. Hair slicked back as if he's lunging at you and the wind's blowing it all back. Really cool looking, sculpted great. So I'm not taking any credit away, from them doing a really, really good head sculpt. It just would have been nice to receive a sort of calmer head sculpt, because it's like you're limiting your figure into this only one expression. Then if we move his head up, he does have a separate like rubbery neck piece, sort of like how Deadpool has. But I think this one is different than Deadpool, because his whole outfit's like something you'd see like the Crow wearing, or something you'd see in Hot Topic. It's just like a weird like straight jacket, leathery type of outfit. Has some cool sculpt work to it if you look at it. Got like the fold, the zipper, and they're painted. Rivets are painted. Then paint the buckles. And then we get this belt down here. That's a separate piece as well. And it's not a black outfit. It's almost like a purplish looking outfit. These are separate little wrist pieces as well. His hands, when we're looking at the hands, they look great, but they're casted in the darker plastic and they painted them the white. So it's like, it just doesn't look as nice as it could be. Because especially when you look at this one, he's got poo on his fingers. And then basically you get to this part. So you got this awesome sculpted wrinkles. And this is what I hate about some of these Marvel Legends figures. You get some of this work up here. It's sculpt work and all that stuff. Then you get to this bottom lower part of the body, and it's just generic nothing. Like, it's just legs. Like, there's no boots. There's no, I don't know, I guess there's like a weird fold right here that looks like it should be something. But it's just so plain. They like sculpt in this musculature, and then they're like, oh, let's just give him some booties. Like he's wearing like a leotard or something like that. So it's like, this figure's great from like here up. But then when you get down, it's just so generic and bland. Now diving into his articulation, he almost has a lollipop head, but you can get him to look up quite a bit because it's a disc hinge and ball joint. It's the typical Marvel Legends type of articulation that you're familiar with. So lots of up-down motion. He can look left and right. Even has a bunch of attitude. We got his arm that can go up this far. That's about it. Bicep swivel. So you got the swivels of the biceps. Double jointed elbow. And wrist rotation and wrist bend. Again, typical Marvel Legends articulation. Then we get his ab crunch. He can crunch that far. He can lean. Oh, he's not leaning back at all. What the heck? So he actually hits, is it the belt? It's like it hits the belt or something. That's just, I don't want to damage the belt. Can I slide it down? No, that's sort of positioned where it needs to be. But yeah, you're not getting much back movement. He does have that. Here, let me move this arm out of the way. We do get some waist swivel, and again, I'm not a fan of this at all. Why can't they just do the ball? You're getting these bookshelf hips. Like, you can do it sort of, like tilt it a little bit, it's okay. But once you start seeing this stuff, it's trash. It just doesn't look good, especially if you're going to be taking photos of the figure. Then he can do the splits this far. Not horrible. He could do a crazy, like, field goal kick. He's got the thigh cut, double jointed knees, boot swivel, ankle bend, tons of pivots. See how far he can't kick back because of his butt cheek. You could definitely get your Morbius in a walking pose as much as you can, but keep in mind he's not going to be able to lean back at all. But you can get him walking, and with the cape, it looks pretty good. You can sort of see what I'm talking about with that Spider-Man 2099 cape, how it like sort of just pegs into the back. Doesn't drape over the shoulders or anything. And it doesn't look bad, honestly. He's a pretty decent figure. It's just like there's no accessories with him. Like, there's no alternate hands, alternate heads. It's just like, it's a lackluster figure. Again, from the torso up, it's a pretty cool looking figure. It's just they didn't put anything down here, and they didn't give us really much of accessories. The Build-A-Figure is definitely the focal point when it comes to this figure. Here we have old school Morbius with the new Morbius, and honestly, it's tough. It's very tough to decide which one's better. I mean, when you're looking at the old school one, they painted the nails, they gave him a wash all over his face. Like, if we bring him in, when you look at these figures side by side, it's like their head sculpts are both pretty decent. But one thing that they showed some love for on this one is, like, you got the painted beard. He has a wash throughout his face. So it's like a gray wash. So it's not so ghostly pale white. And they got like this, they got some equal sort of sculpt work on this stuff. But then you also get some extra love. He has the wash throughout his arm. Then he has painted nails as well, if you could see that. So it's just like extra love that I feel like this one got, that they could have easily put into here, giving him a wash to make that sculpt in the face pop more. But they both have that plug in the back type of cape. So I went and tried something, and some of it works. So I swapped the capes and heads on the figures. This one looks ridiculous. This doesn't really, it looks weird. And the small cape on the back is weird as well. This one sort of sticks in a little bit easier. This one on the other one, this looks pretty cool, but the cape falls off. But let's take a look at this like head on this body. It's super saturated here. But yeah, it looks really cool. You're not going to be able to look up because his hair's hitting that collar. But this does not look bad at all. Morbius is a pretty decent figure. I will label him as decent. His articulation is not bad besides some of the issues I pointed out. And honestly, I got him for a steal from Nate's Toys and Collectibles. He had a bunch of this wave on sale, and I picked them up because I wanted to Build-A-Figure, to be honest. And this Morbius looks like Morbius from the comics. And I do wish it came with alternate hands, a different head. I mean, a little bit extra for this figure, because I mean, it's sort of a cool figure. And imagine if you got a bunch of these and they had different heads or hands or whatever. You could build up like a vampire army. You could just be like, I don't care if they're Morbius, they're just vampire minions. Because that's something that we don't have. We don't really have army builders of like vampires, which I think would be a cool idea. But overall, it's still an okay figure. And honestly, that really sums up my unboxing and review of Marvel Legends Morbius from the Venompool wave. If you guys like what you saw, hit that thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button for me, as it'll mean the world to me. And if you want to stay in the know with when I post up a new video, hit that silver bell notification. And as always, I want you guys to make sure you check out the links below. I got Nate's Toys and Collectibles down below. That's where I got a crazy deal on these figures from this wave. So definitely check it out. All the information's down below. And I want you guys, most importantly, to have the best luck hunting, keep on collecting, and have a beautiful day.